There's something almost sacred about a crowd on the brink of explosion. A palpable tension fills the air, tight, electric, and nearly spiritual. On a chilly evening at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, thousands of fans gathered not just for entertainment but to witness a significant moment in music history unfold live. This was more than a concert, it was a movement, spearheaded by Kendrick Lamar. As the lights dimmed and the opening visuals pulsed on the massive screen, the audience reacted with a wave of excitement that resonated deeply. The bass began to thump, vibrating beneath their feet, and when Kendrick finally appeared, his figure illuminated in an apocalyptic red light, the crowd erupted. It was clear within moments that this would be an unforgettable experience. By the way, welcome to Celebrity Hip Hop Showroom, where hip hop and celebrity drama never sleep, so hit that subscribe button so you never miss the mess. Let's get into it. With the first snap of the snares and a haunting instrumental backdrop, Kendrick dove straight into Element. He didn't wait for the audience to warm up, he took them right to the edge. From the very first line, it was evident, Kendrick was here to deliver a powerful message. If I gotta slap a nigga, I'ma make it look sexy. The crowd didn't just cheer, they roared. From the front row to the highest seats, everyone stood up, reciting the lyrics as if they were sacred texts. Element felt like a battle cry in that moment, transcending mere performance to become a declaration. Kendrick moved across the stage like a storyteller who had faced struggles, ready to share his truths with the world. His delivery was sharp and impactful. Each word carried weight, and the beat felt heavier, more aggressive, and more urgent than ever. The visuals behind him showcased archival footage, neighborhood scenes, and historical silhouettes, all elements of the Black American experience that Kendrick has intricately woven into his music for over a decade. Then, a shift occurred. A low rumble followed by a sharp synth sound reverberated through the ground. Suddenly, Kendrick launched into DNA, and the London audience erupted with excitement. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. The energy of that track was fully unleashed in this moment. Each time the chorus played, it felt as though the stadium might collapse under the sheer force of thousands of fans jumping and singing at the top of their lungs. Kendrick commanded the stage with purpose, his energy unwavering. Each verse sliced through the beat with clarity. He wasn't just rapping, he was unleashing a torrent of emotion. For years, fans have argued that DNA deserves greater recognition. Tonight, it finally received the acknowledgement it had always warranted, and then some. In London, it transformed from a crowd favorite into a crowd annihilator. The visuals transformed once more, with deep blue tones lighting up the screens. The stage lights dimmed, and the rhythm of Dodger Blue began to wash over the audience like the first chill of fall. The atmosphere shifted to one of contemplation, and suddenly, the excitement morphed into a sense of reverence. Dodger Blue wrapped around the stadium like a secret amplified through a megaphone. The lyrics resonated deeply, but Kendrick's soothing and calm delivery made the song feel comforting. It wasn't merely about sorrow, it was filled with soul. It was the type of song that compelled you to pause and take in every word. As the energy from Ding faded, the hands that had once been raised in excitement now rested over hearts or swayed gently together. Kendrick's mastery of the moment felt almost surreal. Experiencing Dodger Blue live was something extraordinary. It transcended being just a song. It was an emotion, and the audience in London fully embraced it. Then came a track that caught many off guard, yet its impact was immediately felt: Reincarnated. Although it wasn't officially part of any album, it was already cherished by Kendrick's devoted fans. The beat dropped with a haunting elegance, and after a brief pause, Kendrick's voice resonated powerfully. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. That line didn't just resonate, it struck hard. The crowd fell silent, collectively gasping before erupting into applause. Kendrick's delivery was serious and straightforward, making it feel like a significant proclamation. There was no embellishment, no theatrics, just raw honesty. The jacket he wore during Reincarnated seemed to tell its own story. A piece of art, rich with history, style, and a touch of rebellion. Its deep gray tones and sharp, shimmering designs caught the light, and every movement he made felt intentional. The jacket became a powerful and striking symbol. Kendrick's presence during this song was different. There were no dance moves or grand gestures. Just him, the microphone, and the truth. It was heavy yet beautiful. The dancers, typically the pulse of the performance, stood still behind him like statues mourning a culture that was rapidly disappearing. As Reincarnated drew to a close, the lights brightened and the beat shifted once more. Then, like a battle cry, the next lyrics pierced through the atmosphere. Peekaboo, 80 points like a Kobe game. The audience reacted immediately. The beat of Peekaboo was both eerie and enjoyable, like a villain grinning before making a move. Kendrick moved across the stage with a mix of charisma and intensity, delivering lines that felt like inside jokes, warnings, and boasts all at once. The crowd hung on his every word, and near the front of the VIP section, a familiar face nodded in approval, Stormzy. He bobbed his head, chin held high. No phone in sight, just pure respect. Kendrick noticed and nodded back mid-verse, seamlessly maintaining his flow. This was yet another indication of the tour's cultural significance. Add him to the list. Then, in a moment that felt both intentional and magical, Kendrick revisited Dodger Blue, offering a brief reprise. It was as if he wanted to remind the audience that even amidst all the lyrical bravado, the soul remains. And then it happened. A low snare rolled in, followed by the now iconic piano stabs. The crowd gasped and then erupted in screams. Not like us. If Kendrick had equipped the audience to elevate their energy throughout the night, this was the moment he allowed them to unleash it all. As soon as the hook hit, the venue erupted. Every section, seats, floor, balconies, was alive with movement. Fans were lifting each other onto their shoulders, raising their arms, and some were even brought to tears by the sheer magnitude of the experience. There's something primal about Not Like Us. It feels as if the spirits of rebellious ancestors are woven into its rhythm. Kendrick doesn't just rap, he celebrates, provokes, laughs, and dances. It's playful yet cathartic, precise yet powerful. By the time the second verse began, Kendrick had stepped off the stage and was mingling with the audience, standing on a platform just above the front rows. The spotlight followed him as he commanded the area like a king amidst chaos. The crowd wasn't just singing, they were shouting, clapping, and stomping their feet. It felt like a spiritual struggle disguised as a concert. Remarkably, throughout all this, Kendrick's vocals were flawless. He didn't miss a single breath. His dancers reappeared, bursting onto the stage with synchronized choreography that resembled military precision, perfectly timed with each drumbeat like gunfire. The screens behind them displayed animated wolves racing through a futuristic version of Compton, a visual metaphor that was both surreal and strikingly vivid. As the music faded, Kendrick stood in silence. No microphone. No music. Just the crowd chanting, "They Not Like Us," over and over. It was primal, tribal, and unforgettable. Before he left, Kendrick addressed the audience with a warm smile. "We might leave tonight saying, London had the best crowd." And judging by the expressions on everyone's faces, the continuous screams, the hands that remained raised, and the love that filled the stadium even after the last note, it felt genuine, not just a compliment. The lights gradually brightened, reminiscent of awakening from a dream. Some individuals remained standing, others sat in amazement, while some scanned their surroundings, trying to find the words to articulate what they had just experienced. Yet there were no words, only emotions and fleeting moments. This stop on the Grand National Tour in London was not merely about Kendrick Lamar delivering another impeccable performance. It was about the fusion, evolution, and flourishing of culture before thousands of spectators. It was about authenticity, strength, and legacy. For those fortunate enough to attend, it was more than just a historical moment. It was an experience that resonated profoundly. Kendrick didn't need an elaborate speech to assert his place in the music world. He allowed his music to speak for itself. From Element to Not Like Us, each song made a compelling statement. Every beat served as proof, and every silence called for respect, not from boredom, but from reverence. Many claim that music has lost its enchantment, that everything is too laid bare, and that artistry has declined. However, on that night in London, Kendrick Lamar disproved those notions. The influence of his performance at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium will likely be felt for a long time to come. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.